Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
It'd be dance. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't fuck. I would just dance.
I know you'd still fuck, but you do it on the dance floor.
You'd have to dance while fucking. Yeah.
You do it on, like, no one would know you're fucking, but like you and your bitch.
You'd have a little tiny hole cut out in the front, and then you'd just dagger.
And you'd be like, all right, man.
You have to put like major laser on.
Get it the right end. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put major laser on,
because
and you dagger.
they already look like they're fucking.
That's
arguably they are, right?
Always.
That was a really great conversation.
Me and
Oh no, yeah, I could cut whatever.
Oh, okay. Strawberry Shortcake. Me and Strawberry Shortcake had a plan where we were gonna do "Someday, Baby," which is like a song. It's like a weird song, but we were gonna do a dance to it, and it was literally the most like white shit you've ever seen. Like we were gonna do that.
You
thing.
and your girlfriend?
No. Strawberry Shortcake. Yeah. We were gonna do
his name. Like, would his name really be
Strawberry Shortcake
now? Oh shit! I had no. I was like, your girlfriend? No. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So you could continue. So you and Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah, me and Strawberry Shortake had this dance planned out. It was so
just do
white.
The whitest shit.
To "Someday Baby" by Arl, whatever his name is, and we were just gonna do like, you know that video of those white kids dancing in the parking lot, and they do that like step and then punch. Whatever
yes.
White dances.
Yes.
Step punch, and that's like
and every subtitle and every comment is always goddamn white people.
Yeah, exactly. It was like that, but it was like turned up to like 11, and we were just gonna flail everywhere and like do this dance. It was gonna be amazing.
I mean, you guys could still do that.
We're gonna still do it.
I think you're still. Yeah,
we're still in. Well, that's why you need to dance. When you get anxious, you just dance.
That just happened.
So we lost all that.
We didn't lose any.
So we lost that entire 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
We didn't lose any.
We lost the entire.
We didn't lose.
This is where the episode starts.
This is Lots of Pasta. This is the podcast where we read and speak the creepy ways.
Yes.
With the internets.
Ooh.
And I'm here with a very special individual. It's Django Phillips.
Django.
Back again so soon. It's only really been like 3 episodes since we've had you, but honestly, it's always a pleasure to have you.
I can't stay away, man. No. Can't stay away.
No, and I really wanted this episode to be done with someone who would bring some fun to it, and I just and
you got the wrong fucking guy.
This exactly like this is gonna be some relatively real life creepy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we read these, we need to discuss the hypothetical, if you will, of us doing this.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think first-hand response after reading each story is what would happen to both of us if we were to do this right now or tonight.
I'm with it.
You feel me? Because that brings it to a personally scary place.
Yeah.
To a personally scary level. Because these stories, they're not stories. They're kind of like directions. They're instructions. They're kind of like dark rituals, but they're games.
Which was what I was going to say. Like, normally at the beginning of every episode, we say, grab a nice comfy blanket, a nice comfy piece of kush, and then snuggle up with us.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm still gonna do that because I don't actually want anyone listening to this to do any. Don't do any of this. We're not actually doing any of these things because I can tell you I've read at least 4 or 5 of these out of the collection we have, and they're the kinds of things that horror movies happen when people do these things.
Okay. So fair. So don't do those. Don't do
Ouija boards, if we're getting into it, Ouija boards, I've never done them. I don't want anything to do with them. It's not even that I believe in like a spiritual thing. I just think they're just some things that even with the people around you, like I would have to be doing it by myself if I believed in anything about it. But I think at minimum you need 3 people. So it's just like...
Yeah, and it's better with...
I would never trust anyone enough to not fuck with me or to fuck with me while playing Ouija to not read absolutely into whatever I'm talking about because I would have a lot of questions. So, like, I have a list somewhere. of what I would ask a dead person. So yeah, like Ouija, Bloody Mary, Charlie, like, I hope you, listener, have never done any of this shit, because I never have and I never will.
I will say this, Django has done 2 Ouija board sessions in San.by, and one of them was unsuccessful, as these things sometimes are, and one of them, communication was made.
If you want to get into that, like, what was the conversation?
Sum it up. Let me just start by saying context is so important, because we were playing it in a basement, in a completely blacked out basement, where, like, the basement is so large, like, the main, like, hub room is so large that you can't see the adjoining rooms, and all the adjoining rooms are pitch black, so you basically, like, lose yourself, and it's just, like...
One of those concrete, open, empty basements?
Yeah. Well, it was carpeted, so it was nice, but...
Okay.
But...
Yeah.
The carpeted, empty, open basement, and all you have is the stairs. And it was just, it was, like... me and, like, 2 kids and, like, 3 adults, and I think we just, like... we just made contact with this thing in the house, and we just asked it some basic ass questions. It did not last long. I think we maybe asked it like 2 questions, because there's always going to be like people that are like freak out, and like that's exactly what happened. Like we had like 2 people like freak out and run out of the room, and then I was like, well, it's time to keep drinking. So then that was
naturally,
yeah.
I would not freak out. I think I would almost read into it too much, which is why I've never done it. Again, I don't know, being around other people and getting into that kind of experience, I don't know what would be said between the group or between the people listening to be comfortable enough with what we are going into. Because that's not let's get high and Ouija board kind of thing. Like, I wouldn't do that. That's just playing with fire for me. And I'm not even like a paranoid or spooked out individual. Like, I take to horrifying things very well, but there are just some things I would not dabble with. And like, getting back to it, like, I don't want anyone to actually do these things, because we're gonna get into Three Kings, we're gonna get into the Midnight Man, we're gonna get into, what's the other one?
Spook face.
Spook face. There might be one that has a spooky face. Oh yeah, One Man Hide and Go Seek. Would never never play these. Don't, because let's just say
play them.
Let's just say, for reality's sake, because reality is a very strange and tangent thing. Smallest percentage of this any of these things actually happening while you're doing them, you are fucked.
You're gonna get fucked up.
You are fucked.
You're gonna get fucked up.
And that's why I'm saying after each of these stories, we have to run into a hypothetical of how would we do in these situations. Because I can tell you right now, one man hide and go seek, fucked.
Yeah, fucked. Which is why
the alternate reality ones, fucked.
Which is why Captain Death is saying don't do it, and I'm also saying don't do it, but I'm also saying do it. So it's like.
If you but I need you to make a promise with me that you're not going to do those with any of these with me, and if you do them, that you tell me about it.
I promise I won't do any of these with you, and I promise if I do any of these on my own, which I don't think I will tell you about it.
I just don't know what kind of people you talk to, and I don't know what kind of situations you're going to be like, this sounds fucked up. Hey, girlfriend, this sounds fucked up. Let's do this.
My other friends. We got black makeup.
God damn it. But yeah, what I will say is grab yourself that comfy blanket, sit on down, because right now, real world talk is there's a blizzard coming, and for the next 24 to 48 hours... you're going to be stuck at home anyway.
Yep.
So it's just like, get yourself cozy. In these situations when you can't go out, you're going to get yourself cozy. You're going to... I personally picked up a lot of, like, comfy grocery foods for tomorrow for me. I'm going to make a huge breakfast tomorrow, and you know what else I'm going to be doing? Huffing and puffing.
Like
the fucking Smokey the Dragon.
I got my salad mix. I got my tomatoes. I got my cucumber.
And I'm over here, like, hot dogs, brats, bacon.
Weed.
Like, lots of weed.
Toilet paper. I got toilet paper.
I just picked that up, too. This stuff is premium, my friend. Not sure if you smelled that when I opened it up, but it was pumping.
Are you talking to the audience now?
I'm talking
if they smelled that.
I'm talking to everyone.
You should have smelled it. It was that strong.
This shit's delicious. Anyway, hope you're comfy.
Whew.
Hope you smoked yourself some fucking nightmare. Maybe not the best direction to head into with what we're gonna read.
Some nightmare blizzard Afghani Kush.
Yeah, some blizzard kush.
Yep.
Premium
Make
snowflakes.
Make it snow. Make it snow.
Now we're just talking about cocaine. Do cocaine if you have it, but we don't.
But
So anyway, you ever do cocaine?
I've never done cocaine. Yeah. For blizzards though, I would not.
No,
because you wouldn't get shit done.
No, but I mean it's an anytime you need to get pumped drug. I'll tell you that much.
You should not say cocaine is an anytime drug.
Oh, but it's too rich. You need too much money. Oh, I think we should. I think I'm gonna start. I have to start with this one.
Do it
because it's right. One, it's right here. Two, I already mentioned it, and I can't keep the people waiting.
No,
you know.
I think we've done that.
So I'm gonna. This is the one man hide and go seek. This one I got off of the Other Side Tumblr toast, and it's a game. The one man hide and seek, aka the one man tag, is a ritual for contacting the dead. The spirits which are wandering restless on the earth are always looking for bodies to possess. In this ritual, you summon such a spirit by offering it a doll instead of a human body. Great.
To a great start.
Things you need: a stuffed doll with limbs, some rice, enough to stuff the doll full, a needle and a crimson thread, a sharp-edged tool such as a knife, a glass shard, or scissors. If you got your glass shards laying around, here's the time to use
Also, if you're a child, please ask your adult to help you with the glass shard.
No, fuck them. You're gonna break the goddamn mirror and you're gonna use what you find. A cup full of salt, natural salt would be best. Some sea salt. A hiding place.
If you're Jewish, kosher salt.
A hiding place. Preferably a room purified by incense and ofuda, which has to be smelly bullshit.
Yeah.
Like lavender.
Smelly shit.
Stuff that is spiritual combatant.
Kush.
That dankers. Preparation. Take all of the cotton or whatever it's stuffed with out of the doll and stuff it instead with rice. Which immediately tells me this thing is going to have some fucking weight to it.
Yeah, that's going to be a weapon.
You could throw that doll at someone and hurt someone.
You could.
2. Clip a bit of your nails and put them inside the doll and sew the opening up with the crimson thread. When you finish sewing, tie up the doll with the rest of the thread. 3. Pour water into a bathtub. 4. Place a cup of salt water inside the hiding place. How to do it. Give a name to the doll. The name could be anything but your own. When it is 3 a.m., say to the doll, cheese. Cheese is the first it 3 times. Cheese is the first it, cheese is the first it, cheese is the first it. Go to the bathroom and put the doll into the water-filled bathtub. Turn off all the lights in the house, go back to the hiding place and switch on the TV. When you have counted 10 with your eyes closed, go back to the bathroom with the edged tool, a knife, in your hand. When you get there, say to the doll, I have found you, cheese, and stab the doll with the edged tool. Say, you are next it, cheese, as you put... it's the doll's name.
It's the doll's name.
I'm probably not specifying. Did I specify?
Death is named... Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
His name is
because I
Cheese.
said your name, anything but the first
right.
one. Okay, so 7. Say your next it, cheese, as you put the doll back in its place. 8. As soon as you put the doll down, run back to the hiding place and hide. So we have put the doll in the bathtub, went and hid, came back, stabbed the doll, and then went back.
Why did we turn on TV?
How to finish it.
What the fuck?
Pour half the cup of salt water into your mouth. Do not drink it, just keep it there. And get out of the hiding place and start looking for the doll. The doll is not necessarily in the bathroom. Let me repeat that. The doll is not necessarily in the bathroom. So they are saying explore your house. Let your mind
They're saying the
wander.
doll is running... The fucking rice doll named Cheese.
It's running around the
with
house.
your glass shard in its stomach. is running around
Whatever
your house.
happens, do not spit out the salt water. 2, when you find the doll, pour the rest of the salt water, which is left in the cup, over it, and then spray the salt water in your mouth over it as well. Say I win 3 times. This is supposed to end the ritual. After this, make sure you dry the doll, burn, and discard it later. Most important, please don't stop this ritual halfway. You must do it through to the end. This is a dangerous ritual, and I will not be responsible for what happens to you if you try. Other things to keep in mind: do not go out of the house until you have done the finishing ritual. You must turn off all the lights. Keep quiet while hiding. You don't need to put the salt water in your mouth all the time. You only need to do it during the final ritual. Remember, if you are living with someone, you might put them in danger too. Do not continue this ritual for more than 1 or 2 hours. For safety reasons, it might be best to keep all the doors in the house unlocked, including your front door, and have some friends close by so that they can come and help you at a moment's notice if you ever need them. Keeping a mobile close at hand would be a good idea too. Notes. 1. The rice represents innards and also has the role of attracting spirits. 2. The crimson thread represents a blood vessel. It seals the spirits up inside the doll. 3. By cutting the thread off, you break the seal and release the spirits you have trapped. 4. If you go out of the hiding place without salt water, you might encounter something wandering around in your house, which might harm you in some way. Apparently, the way to feel the presence of the something wandering around is to watch what happens to the TV.
It's like a proximity alarm. I have a question.
Okay.
Why did we do this? Like, the end of it was like, if you don't want to die, make sure you find the doll with the salt water in your mouth, and then covered in salt water.
They never explicitly say die. They just say that they're not going to be responsible for what happens.
Okay, fair enough. But why did we start the whole process in the first place? Like, to make contact with the spirit?
To make contact with the dead, to know that there is something beyond death.
Okay. All right.
I think that enough as an ambiguous question would satisfy anyone actually looking for it, because I don't think anyone is that fucked up enough to actually go looking to do something like this. I think, again, to repeat, this sounds nuts.
Yeah. Super nuts.
I already have an empty house. I'm already by myself enough.
You're set
I
up.
do have stuffed dolls, like, in the house that I would definitely be... I mean, they'd be like... It would, like, I would be running from, like, the only stuffed dolls I have is, like, Gizmo from Gremlins. Which is, like...
Which would be scary enough.
Creepy enough.
Yeah.
You know?
If it got possessed, yeah.
If it got possessed. Or, like, Kermit the Frog. Which I think would be hilarious.
Hey, buddy.
Anyway, putting that aside, if I had a regular baby doll, which is what they imply.
Right.
The picture on the Reddit No Sleep pages of the baby doll. They imply a baby doll, so you're taking out this cotton, the head, the arms, and legs are plastic, and it's just naked. It just has the sack in the middle.
Right.
So you remove the cotton from the sack in the middle, you fill it with rice. We seal the thread and do everything. We put it in my bathtub all the way upstairs. We do the whole ritual thing. We turn off everything, and then the one TV all the way down here would be on, and we would naturally hide all the way down here. I'm just running through the hypothetical.
No, yeah.
We go upstairs, we do the whole stabbing thing. I don't think it said anywhere that we leave the shard in them. Oh no, we seal it. We seal it inside, right? I don't know what happens after the stabbing thing. I don't know if we're
gonna fuck it up. Like
exactly.
We're going to fuck it up.
I don't know if we hold onto the knife or they hold onto the knife, but regardless, the knife is there in the situation. And we go back to our hiding place, which would be down here next to the TV or in the closet hearing the TV. This hypothetical is already terrifying.
It's a bad one. That's a bad situation.
That's why I'm saying, you listening to this, you should have enough smarts to say this is not to be fucked with.
If I did this in my house, what would happen is I would be in the hiding place, and my grandmother, who's 86 with dementia, God bless her heart, would be like, "Why the fuck is the TV on?" And like, "Why are all the lights off?" And then my mom would be like, "Shh. He's trying to summon a demon." And she'd be like, "What are you saying?" So
this is a very different situation.
It's a super different situation. I think mine would be less scary, but yeah.
You'd have people there with you. I would have at least one person there with me, but that's why I'm implying you are there doing this with me.
I would,
because that's the conversation we're having right now.
You should do it with a webcam. You should do it just yourself.
We're not doing it.
And just put it with a GoPro.
I know movies have been based off of that, and that's not a good idea. Anyway, what happened next is we would leave here and we would go looking around my entire house, and naturally, because this house is already fucking haunted, we would see shit.
Yeah.
I'm almost entirely sure you and I would see shit.
Yep.
And not even being high, we would be high.
Yeah.
But
nothing to do with the ritual.
Not even being high.
Nothing to do with the fucking doll. This would be shit that would be already here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think we would see shit, and I think we would end it, but it would just ruin us. I would probably be relatively spooked by the end of the situation.
You know,
I don't know if anything would hurt us naturally. I think we would be able to fend off a tiny rice doll, even if it were possessed by something. I think we would be able to manage that situation.
True.
It's the spiritual realm coming as thin to our reality.
Yeah, I don't like the whole
that
fact
I'm not comfortable
there
with.
was like in the last note there was like the implication of like an arbiter that was like
exactly
outside the rice doll,
if
more powerful.
Yeah, like an insidious level shit. Like,
yeah, rice dolls.
Have you seen Insidious?
Yes, I've seen Insidious.
I had to ask.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's not the regular haunts that are fucking up your situation.
It's the fucking
it's
devil.
the big bad.
Yeah.
It's the fucking
Darth Maul.
tulpa. Yeah, it's Darth Maul. Yeah. No, and that's exactly what I want to avoid in my life.
Fuck.
I will let you read this one because
Okay.
this is fucking phenomenal. I absolutely love this one.
So Toast is Tumblr?
It is a Tumblr.
Tumblr.
These stories might have started somewhere else, but my source was a Tumblr.
Okay, cool. So this is the Midnight Game from Toast. Instructions. The Midnight Game is an old pagan ritual used mainly as punishment for those who have broken the laws of the pagan religion in question. While it is mainly used as a scare tactic to not disobey the gods, there is still a very real chance of death to those who play the Midnight Game, and there is an even higher chance of permanent mental scarring. It is highly recommended that you do not play the Midnight Game. For those few thrill seekers searching for a rush, for those delving in obscure occult rituals, these are some simple instructions on how to play. Do so at your own risk. Instructions. It must be exactly 12 a.m. when you begin performing the ritual, otherwise it will not work. The materials that are required include a candle, a wooden door, at least one drop of your own blood, a piece of paper, matches or a lighter, and salt. If you are playing with multiple people, they will all need their own of the aforementioned materials and will have to perform the steps below separately. Step 1. Write your full name, first, middle, and last, on a piece of paper and put at least one drop of blood on the paper. Allow it to soak in. Step 2. Turn off all the lights in the house. Go to your front door, which must be wooden, and place the paper with your name in front of it. Now take the candle and light it. Place the candle on top of the paper with your name. Step 3. Knock on your own door 22 times. The hour must be 12 a.m. upon the final knock. Then open the door, blow out the candle, and close the door. You have just allowed the Midnight Man into your home. Step 4. Immediately relight your candle. This is where the game begins. You must now lurk around your now completely dark house with a lit candle in hand. Your goal is to avoid the Midnight Man at all costs until exactly 3:33 a.m. Should your candle ever go out, it is because the Midnight Man is near you. You must relight the candle within the next 10 seconds. If you are unsuccessful in relighting the candle, you must then immediately surround yourself with a circle of salt. If you are unsuccessful in both of these, the Midnight Man will then induce a hallucination of your greatest fear until 3:33 a.m. If you are successful in relighting the candle, then you may proceed. If you are successful in creating the circle of salt, you must remain within the circle until 3:33 a.m. You must then continue until 3:33 a.m. without being attacked by the Midnight Man or being trapped within the circle of salt to win the Midnight Game. The Midnight Man will then leave at 3:33 a.m. and you will be safe to proceed with your morning. Staying in one spot the entire game will only result in the Midnight Man finding you. It is highly advised that you continue moving throughout the game. Do not turn on any lights during the Midnight Game. Do not use a flashlight during the Midnight Game. Do not go to sleep during the Midnight Game. Do not use another person's blood on your name. Do not use a lighter to substitute for a candle. It will not work. And definitely do not attempt to provoke the Midnight Man in any way. That is all. Have fun.
So
shit.
First note about that one that I loved. I like this one a lot. Again,
I've read this one. I've come across
would
this
never
one.
fucking do this.
Yeah.
What I love about this is if timed and edited well, would make a great movie. Because it sounds like something someone would record, which is getting back to your whole like recording idea.
Right.
Is that this would make a very good scary found film mockumentary of sorts. It just makes sense, and it would probably be the easiest to record out of like all of these games. That would make the most sense to record, because with the camera, not looking at the camera, you could probably put in UV lights, because you're not using that light to see, you just have the candle. And I think that alone would be enough to, fuck around with any audience.
Yeah.
So hypothetical, we're doing this, we get all the supplies. We start at like 11:55 preparing all this shit, then we do all the knocking at 12.
Right. And
we continue onward with the night. I think you and I, alone with the candles, would probably be okay with this, but I think... And I'm saying this in the most sane way I possibly can. I think I would fuck with him too much.
You think you'd be like too freaked out and be like aggressive?
No. I would be an asshole about the entire thing because I want to see if it's real.
Right.
I would relight my candle and do all that, but maybe if it kept going out so fast, I'm just saying, if there was a presence in the smallest percentage of something happening, there's always possibility of it happening.
Yeah.
So this all sounds really fucking stupid if you're not on my level. If the candle would keep going out through whatever sound stream, I would not circle myself in salt. I would let myself go mad for the next 2 hours because I want to see what this fucker would think I'm most afraid of in life, because I ain't afraid of shit.
But what if you're, like, that's the whole, I
would literally have to see a clown to be absolutely done living.
So what if, and that's what I'm saying, like, what if you saw me as a clown?
I would kiss you on the lips.
Would you really? Would you
like,
kiss a scary
clown
on the lips?
You're trying to scare me right now, and I'd kiss you right on the lips.
You're an optimist.
No, if, I would probably try and kill you.
Yeah.
And that's probably what the Midnight Man would want, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make a good twist for the end of the movie?
That would be the thing. Yeah.
So you're now one for murder. You now go to jail. And your life is ruined.
And that's exactly right. That would be the movie. 6 people in a house, UV lights and whatever, and a couple of them are on board.
The cops just show up at the end and everyone's dead.
The cops show up at like 6.
Or one guy is there and he's just like, everyone else is dead.
Yeah, but it's okay because they were like fucking aliens or some shit. Or like rice dolls, yeah.
Who knows?
2 of the friends wouldn't take it seriously.
But anyway, how do you think our situation would play out?
Not good, man.
Because what would you do? I already gave you my point. Like, I would probably get us both fucked with from my presence. Because I want to see shit happen. I'm running with all of these hypotheticals that they are going to happen. So what would you do in a situation where you do meet?
It is so hard to imagine myself in a situation where I'd be like, Captain Death, let's do this.
No. We're already there. I'm saying, like Family Guy, cut away to we are doing it and we are there, and there's no explanation of how, why, or what, but it's happening.
I think I don't know. I think I'd probably gamify it, and like I would probably try to stay away from you as far as possible.
Oh, really?
I would. I would be like, dude, do not fucking. My candle just went out.
See, I didn't know you would do that. If you felt that way, then I wouldn't say anything. Then I wouldn't. I thought you would be there to watch and everything. To watch my back, at least.
Well, I'm gonna... Look. I would watch your back. Like, obviously...
from down the hallway.
obviously, we wouldn't, like, split up, right? It wouldn't be Scooby-Doo shit.
Absolutely not. If we split up, I would end up dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how it would happen.
So we would continue, but, like, I don't know. I feel like at 3:32, I would just, like, take off all my clothes and just, like, bolt for the door.
This one says you have to lock yourself in the house, and you're not supposed to leave before 3:33. You're not supposed to go to... Fuck.
No, I would have, like, 3:32, all my clothes off. My finger would be on the devil.
So,
and be like, I'm ready to go.
I like the 3:33 thing. I know that the whole devil's hour thing, when reality is most thin.
Right.
I like that. I get that. I would not fall asleep, but part of me is just like... Why is that a guideline? If you fall asleep, you don't experience anything, and the Midnight Man has to leave at 3:33 anyway.
I think the thing is, like, if you fall asleep, you're fucked. I think the line was like...
Oh, it's implying something's gonna get your body.
Oh, yeah. I think.
See, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I think if you don't relight your candle and you don't
circle yourself in
salt, I think your worst fears become hallucinations.
And you survive for the next until 333. Or are you saying your hallucinations will eventually kill you?
I'm thinking like you get fucked. Like it starts with hallucinations and then you get fucked. So if you're asleep, like you wake up into like hell world or something. You know what I mean? Like
interesting.
I think that's probably why you don't want to go to sleep.
Interesting. I do like that.
No, it's a good story.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's fun because I would never do it, and the only situation where I would do it is if I was trying to make a film about it, where there would be a crew and there would be people watching, and it wouldn't technically be alone but supervised.
Which I agree would be a fun thing to come across Netflix. You know?
Yeah, we should take to the webs with it. Let's kickstart it.
Yo, done.
Let's get known for it.
Done. It's called Poopy Ghost. This is 100 ghost stories from Toast. This is a classic Japanese ritual for summoning a ghost. And I'm going to do Japanese here. So it's going to be great. It's going to be spot on. Called Hyaku Monogatari. Monogatari.
Yeah.
Hyaku Monogatari. Hyaku apparently meaning 100. Monogatari meaning tale. The 100 tale. The modern version, practiced since Edo period. Prepare 100 candles. You will need a group of people up to 100 in number. Sit in a circle. Light all the candles and place them at the center of the circle. Make sure the room has no source of light, save that of the candles. One by one, tell one another ghost stories. As each story ends, blow out one candle. When 100 ghost stories are told, and all the candles are put out, leaving the room completely dark, a ghost will appear in the middle of the circle.
Now, that's the end of the...
That's a short one.
100, yeah, the 100 stories version. There's another one that says a presence will be summoned.
Okay.
And I took that as it could be both or either vengeful or kind.
Yeah.
There are other versions that spin it in a more terrifying light, I think. I like the idea of a presence, though. This is also another version which claims it's a more ancient version, so I'm going to read it. The ritual should be done at new moon. Prepare 3 rooms, or if that is impossible, 2 rooms will suffice, adjacent to each other. Preferably, these rooms would be arranged in a way where they will draw an L shape when viewed from above. The room in which group gather should be completely dark, the next room likewise. The third room should contain 100 andon, a lantern with a wooden flame and paper shade, and a mirror on a table.
A wooden flame? What?
A lantern.
The fuck?
A lantern that's just lit on fire and it has a paper shade.
But with a wooden flame.
Okay. I think it's just saying like there's wood in the lighting the fire.
Oh, like okay.
It's one of those mini lanterns.
I thought I was trying to say like the flame is wooden.
No, think video game Japan with the lanterns they would light their parks with.
So wood frame and then the paper shades. I got it. I'm with it. I'm back. Ayo.
The paper which the andon is made of should be blue in color. All participants should also be attired in blue, and all should enter the first room without carrying swords. Put away any other weapons and such dangerous objects from the room, although there were some who would adorn the room with a sword to ward off evil. When a story is told, the storyteller has to grope his way in the dark to the third room where he is to put out one andon, look himself in the mirror, and return to the first room once more. The group are allowed to continue storytelling while the previous storyteller is away. The stories here do not have to be only about ghosts or monsters. They could be about an enigma or a curse. When the stories are told and the darkness descends, something supernatural will happen. In reality, when they used to perform such a ritual, they often stopped at the 99th story and waited until the daybreak. It was because the true purpose of the ritual was to test one's courage, and they did not want to risk of actually summoning a supernatural being.
I see. Here's my deal. I like the first one. The ancient one, I love the detail about how the storyteller has to go from the room in the front where all the people are, right, safe, to the next room with the doorway so you can see all the people in the other room. And then because they specified that L shape, which is a really stupid detail, I agree.
Yeah.
They have to move to this last room to blow out their candle and look in the dark at the mirror.
At themselves.
And they'll be finally out of sight of the other room with all the other storytellers on. That, to me, that detail's fucking fantastic. I love that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's another short one for you.
Okay. This is a test. It's a toast story. Originating in Nihon. A test for the inner eye. 1. Close your eyes. 2. Visualize yourself standing in your room. 3. Walk out of your room and make a tour around the whole house in your head, visiting all rooms one by one. Don't read the rest of the article until you've gone through all the steps above. Are you done yet? Now, did you meet any strangers in any of the rooms you went into? Fucking love it!
Oh, sorry.
Ah, shit. Well, now I don't love it so much. If the answer is yes, you are psychically predisposed. If the answer is yes, you are psychically predisposed. Predisposed. If the answer is yes, you are psychically predisposed to see a ghost. And by the way, that stranger you saw in your visualization was a real ghost. Oh!
Okay. I was trying to do it while you were reading it. And I did not see a stranger until you mentioned it. And by that point, you had asked if I was done, but you did not tell me to stop. So...
Okay.
No. That was just what I was doing. I saw my family because I was walking around my house.
Yeah.
So naturally, I saw my family. But when I got to the kitchen, I saw someone I did not recognize.
Really? Yeah. I completely misread that story. What? Because I was thinking, like, you were going to visualize yourself in a room, and then you were going to physically, obviously, totally missed this, you're going to physically walk around the rooms of your house.
Yeah, that's what I did.
No, but, like, you did it in your mind.
Yes.
Right. I'm saying, like, I thought you were physically going to walk around.
Oh, walking around your house with your eyes closed.
Right.
No, it says imagine yourself in a room.
Yes. And I was thinking, like...
go to your room.
No, of course
your
not.
Eyes.
Of course not.
It says close your eyes, imagine yourself.
Yeah, I totally missed that. But, like, the way I was visualizing it, like, you would, like, walk around the house in rooms physically, and, like, you would visualize what was in each room, and for one of the rooms, there'd be a fucking person there. Yeah. That's the part where I was like, I love it. That's so good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right?
No, I totally got that.
Yeah. But I agree.
Like if let's say we were doing this eyes closed, you walking me around my house, we would have gotten to my kitchen and I would have said like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, and I would be like,
would freak out.
Holy shit!
And you would freak out.
Holy shit! Yeah, that would be good.
This is another one from the Other Side Tumblr. This one's called Shadow Side.
Hello.
Hello.
It's me.
Hello from the shadow side. Don't do this.
Hi, Adele.
Shadow side. What I'm about to share with you today is one of the many relatively safe ways in which you can access a place I call the shadow side. And its effectiveness depends on how seriously you take me. Your mileage may vary. Refer to the title. It was probably called something else. Oh no, this is Three Kings. It's not.
Wait, why was this not labeled Three Kings? No, Three Kings is 3 pages.
No, they introduce it here. I didn't want to get to Three Kings yet.
I gotcha.
There are ghosts in this house.
I will fucking fuck you.
You didn't know that? So this next one is from actually a blog spot. I found a blog spot that just supplied the rest of these. It was called Blah Since I Know, which acronym is BSIK. So it's like bullshit I know. So this is like, it's great.
Okay.
This first one's called Fortune Game. To play the fortune game, you need a comb and something to cover your face. It can be played alone or with friends. Caution, we advise you not to play this game. Years ago, some Japanese people would commit suicide after playing Suiura because they did not like the prediction of the future that they were given. Nowadays, it is known as the Crossroads Fortune Crackers. Okay. Instructions. Step 1, you take a comb and go to the crossroads in the evening after dark. Step 2, sound the comb 3 times by drawing your finger along the teeth of the comb. Chant the following 3 times. Suijura, or is it Suji?
Hey, it's better than what I would say.
Sujiura, grant me a true response. Step 3, You wait for a stranger to pass by. It must be a stranger. It cannot be someone that you know. When you see the stranger approaching, cover your face with something. A book, a newspaper, or a bag will do. If there are other people with you, they must cover their faces too. Step 4, ask the stranger to tell you your fortune. If the stranger doesn't answer or refuses to tell you, then you have to wait for another stranger to pass by. In Europe, they believe that the ghosts of the dead walked along roads at night. They also believe that the devil could be found at the crossroads at night disguised in human form. So when they played crossroads divination, they were asking for their fortune to be told by a ghost or the devil. You never know. That stranger who is telling your fortune could be a ghostly wanderer or even Satan himself. Interesting fact, the game of Sugiura became so popular that the Japanese produced little crackers with fortunes inside written on paper. These crackers were called Sugiura San.by, which means crossroads fortune-telling crackers. Years later in America, after the war, Chinese restaurants adopted those Japanese crackers and named them fortune cookies. So when you eat a fortune cookie in a Chinese restaurant, it comes directly from the old Japanese fortune-telling ritual. Note, another reason why we recommend you don't play this game is that standing at a crossroads in the dark talking to strangers is an excellent way to get mugged or kidnapped or both.
Which was my first thought.
When we're going to get killed.
When someone's going to take your fucking wallet.
Yeah, someone's going to take your wallet. So that's us. We just ran through the hypothetical in 2 seconds, which is both of us would get mugged by someone who has nothing to do with our fortune. Well, I guess we would have bad fortune then, right?
Huh. Yeah.
Are you fact-checking the fortune cookies thing?
Because, listen.
Because I didn't believe it for a second. I thought they based the story off of fortune cookies.
I didn't believe it at all. And I thought it was such a neat detail that I thought to look it up. So, the Wikipedia literally just says, several publications made a claim that American fortune cookies are derived from Sugiura Senbei. They don't go into, like, it's the fortune-telling crossroads game. Okay. But, so, there's a little bit of truth to it. That's
so,
cool.
they're based off of already existing paper fortunes simply about your future being told. Yeah, so they just linked the story to it for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's cool. I mean, ultimately, we ran through the hypothetical already. We would both just get stabbed.
Or you'd be called, like, a faggot. I would get called a faggot.
I was going to say, the closest crossroads to here, even playing it over there, it's just like, a cop would roll by and be like, what the fuck are you doing? we would be high, so it was just like, we would probably get arrested. We would get arrested.
Yeah, we would get arrested. That would be the fortune. You will spend the night in jail. Okay, so this is Kokuri San from the same BSIK board. Said to be Japan's safer alternative to the Ouija board, Kokuri San is pretty popular among students and has garnered public interest through real experiences and media. Despite being more of a divination ritual, this game still calls for the help of minor spirits. It is still recommended to avoid playing, or if it can't be helped, just be careful at all times. Things you will need: a blank piece of paper, a pen to write with, and a coin. How to do it: take a blank sheet of paper and draw a tori, a traditional Japanese gate, at the top in red ink. Write yes and no on either side. Beneath this, write run one row. Oh boy, getting so racist. Beneath this, do the whole thing like this stereotype.
Beneath this, write one row of numbers.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Beneath this, write one row of numbers from 0 to 9 and 3 rows of letters from A to Z. Open a door or a window so that Kokuri-san will be able to enter the room. The tori represents the gateway to a Shinto shrine archway, and the spirit will enter and exit through it. Place a coin on the red tori. Each person should put their index finger on the coin. Call the spirit by saying, Kokuri-san, Kokuri-san, if you're here, please move this coin. You can ask Kokuri-san whatever questions you like. The spirit will spell out the answer by moving the coin. To end the game, you must ask Kokuri-san to leave by saying, Kokuri-san, please return home. If it answers with yes, and it's gone back to rest on the archway, say a respectful thank you. When you are certain Kokuri-san has left, you must destroy the paper by cutting it in 48 pieces. Some sources say to destroy the pen used too. Also, the players must spend the coin used within 3 days. Failure to do so brings bad luck or misfortune to the players. Other things to keep in mind. Do not play this game alone. If your health is not stable or you have a weak heart, don't play it. Never take your finger off the coin during the game. You must not stop or be stopped in the middle of the game.
So it's
nice.
It's Ouija board.
It's Ouija board.
It's
Yeah.
a small travel Japanese Ouija board. So the only difference would be the race of the ghost that haunts you.
If you want a different race, ghost.
And my experience with Korean and Asian and any Orienter horror films is you die. Mm-hmm. All of them.
They're way more aggressive than American
they're
spirits.
far more aggressive because they are vengeful spirits. There's a point to their fucked upness, and it's not like American or even British ghosts. It's like there is a purpose for a vengeful spirit in Japan.
Yeah.
So immediately fucked. I don't think you and I would be. I think what would happen if you and I did this?
I actually think it'd be totally fine with it.
You would be okay doing this one?
I think most likely, if the two of us did it, nothing would happen.
Okay.
I think we would want to get more people in it, but I think it would just be an Asian Ouija board.
Yeah.
Well,
I've never done a Ouija board.
Yeah.
I'm too spooked. This next one's called the Shoebox Telephone. This is another one that I've also seen on Reddit. Caution. This is a magical ritual that calls upon the dead to communicate. This is for information purposes only. Should you choose to attempt this ritual, be warned that this is not a game and any results, both good and bad, may be long-lasting, disturbing, and possibly dangerous. Things you'll need. Your phone booth, a closet will do. Your handset, a paper cup. Your telephone box, the titular shoebox. Your telephone wire, just a regular string, the sewing kind. About 2 feet should be enough. You'll need a needle too. Scissors, some strong object to power the telephone box with. It must have a personal connection to whomever you're trying to talk to. This is very important. A single sheet of paper, a pen, and some sort of flat surface to write on. The outbound call. Step 1, wait for the end of your day, right before bedtime. For now, it's just you and the night, just you and your thoughts, alone in your room. Don't turn off the lights, but do turn off your cell phone, your TV, your stereo, radio, computer, etc. You want 0 distractions and absolutely no interruptions. You want quiet. Then just wait for the right time. What's the right time? It's one of those things that's hard to describe, but you'll just know it when you see it. You'll just know. It may build up gradually, but when it's finally there, it'll hit you, 0 doubt. Only at this point may you begin writing your letter. If this threshold of certainty never comes within an hour, just go to sleep and try again the next night. If you've been trying for 3 or 4 nights already and the moment just never comes, then it may simply be that you're not ready for this. That's okay, try a different person or give yourself a break for a few nights. What you don't want to do is write your letter while in doubt. That'd be a wrong number. Step 2. Now write your letter. When you do begin writing, don't erase nor correct any mistakes you make. This includes scrawling words over. Don't start over either. You'll only have a single sheet of paper and your first draft is your final draft. Explain why they should give you a ring. Be honest. Let it all out. It's not always easy. Don't overthink it. Just write. This is why you had to wait for the right time. It'll all make sense. Again, doubt equals wrong number. Never dial a wrong number. It's best to abort the whole thing. Step 3. When you're done, tie one end of the string to the power object and using a needle, insert the other end through the center bottom of your paper cup. Removing the needle, tie a little knot, and now you have a cute little paper telephone like you probably once made while you were a child. Don't prepare this ahead of time before your letter. Write the letter first, then do the paper cup. Step 4. Read your letter aloud into the paper cup. Read it sincerely as if the person at the other end could hear you, including all the mistakes you didn't correct. Just read them. This is your outbound call. Step 5. Place the object and the letter in the shoebox and place the shoebox on the floor of your phone booth, your closet. Then close the box, but don't seal it. Just let the lid rest there gently, with the string still coming out from under and going into your paper cup. Leave the paper cup standing on top of the box. Leave the scissors on the floor next to the box. You're done. Now all that's left to do is wait for the ring. The inbound call. Step 1. The ring will come in a dream either that night or some night shortly after. You will dream of the person trying to call you, and you will wake up from that dream, usually in the middle of the night, and you will know it's time to take the call. Step 2, do not turn on the light. Do not say a word. Just get up from bed and go to your phone booth. Is the box still closed with the paper cup standing on top? Good. Get in the closet, sit down, and slide the door closed. A closed booth is particularly important in case the ring comes after sunrise, because you'll need the darkness. If you find the box open or if you find the paper cup knocked over, abort the mission and snap off the string. Do not take the headset anywhere near your ear. Use the scissors as if you can't snap the thread with your own hands. Step 3, otherwise just sit on the floor there and press the paper cup up to your ear and cover your other ear with your other hand to help you listen. It may take a while, you may not speak, don't move too much, do not touch the box. Some people report an increase in call quality after tugging on the string ever so gently, but this is fine. Just be careful not to open the box by doing so. Remember, they're calling collect, and if it goes through, the shoebox must remain closed for at least a few months. Again, you may not speak, not even if you are asked questions, not even if you're ordered to. You already said your piece at the outbound call. For the inbound one, just listen, await noise. When you're done, or you want to hang up at any time, simply hold the phone lid closed with one hand and pull on the headset with the other hand until the string snaps off. In case of emergency, use the scissors. Keep the closed shoebox somewhere safe for a few months. Dispose of that paper cup later too. Burning is fine, just don't put it in your ear again. What if after 3 or 4 nights the ring never comes? Maybe they have nothing to say to you. That's okay. Try another person. Don't do this too often. Disclaimer, this may help you get closure, but it could also make things worse.
Shit.
It's another fun one.
I like that one. Yeah.
I think I've never read this one before. I think the thing I like the most about this is how exactly precise they sound in their methods, because I think ultimately what would happen is no one ever does anything. I don't think they line up enough possibility for all these things to take place. I think the people young enough have too much shit in their closet and need to go around after a couple days, and the cup will be knocked over or something.
Right.
Or they'll fuck up making it, or they'll fuck up the process of writing the letter, or there's too many steps for calculated error for people our age.
Yeah.
That I think that even in a perfect world where you and I go through with this, one of us never gets the call, or we don't get to there's too many. I just don't think it's possible.
Right.
I really don't. Even if we were to line it up, I think I would really just be holding a fucking cup to my ear, not hearing shit for 15 minutes, and then I would close it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in this one as much, but it sounds fun, and that's the point.
Yeah, I just like it's kind of touching. Like it, it's almost
this one's
sweet.
This one's sentimental. The only way to get something bad out of this
is to get the wrong number.
Is to get the wrong number and to physically not stop when it says to stop.
Right.
I feel like, what then? You just listen to some evil spirit talk about their dick?
Probably.
Talking to them, I'm jacking off. Say something dirty. Say something dirty. And it says not to talk, so it's just like, I know what you're wearing. You're wearing that red fucking flannel and that purple fucking beanie. You fucking fatty. So that's just like,
that's scary. It's just scary enough.
I would just be like, shut the and then I would talk, and then my soul would be stolen or something. Yeah, you're right.
Real life context for this one. Fucking crazy. There's a phone booth in Japan. Or don't want to be racist. In Asian country, I really think it's Japan, where you can call members of your family and friends if they died in any of the tsunamis. And you can call and sit, you can stand in the phone booth and call no one and talk to your family and friends. Like, how insane is that? I mean, touching. Really touching.
They're very sentimental people. They care very deeply because, like we've mentioned before, their lives are literally born, work till you die. So it's just,
right.
They have the things they love because their lives probably don't exist.
Yeah.
About that too much. So it's like the family and the sentiments of the honor to hold up communication and shit like that. Yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah, I like it.
You want to take this one? I know this one. This one was read on last podcast on the left, and it's kind of stupid.
Okay, all right. This is the elevator game from BSIK. Introduction. This is a game from Korea. By performing this ritual, you are supposed to get to a different world. According to people that have successfully completed the game, it looks the same as the town or the building that you are from, but all the lights are off and you can only see a red cross in the distance. There are no other living things there except yourself. Some say electronics like phones and cameras don't work, while others say they do. Also, some say that getting back to the real world is harder for some reason. You get disoriented and forget the elevator you came on, or somehow the elevator seems to get further and further away as you walk toward it. How to do it? You must be in a 10-plus story building and in the elevator alone. If someone is in the elevator with you, it won't work. Get on the elevator on the first floor. Press 4, and when you reach the 4th floor, don't get out and press 2. When you reach the 2nd floor, press 6. When you reach the 6th floor, press 2. When you reach the 2nd floor, press 10. When you reach the 10th floor, press 5. When you reach the 5th floor, a girl will come in. That woman is not human. Don't talk or look at the girl. If you do, she'll take you away. Press 1, and if instead the elevator starts going up to the 10th floor, then you have succeeded. You have reached another world where there is no one except you. If you get off at the 10th floor, the girl will ask, "Where are you going?" But don't answer. How to return. If the woman doesn't get on, and if you don't get off at the 10th floor, then press 1. If it doesn't press, keep on pressing until it works. To return after you get off, you must use the same elevator to go back. Do the 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5 combo again. After you reach the 5th floor, press 1. As you're going up to the 10th floor, press some of the other numbers to cancel. After you reach the 1st floor, check your surroundings. When you return to your house, after you faint. If you were to faint in the process and wake up to find yourself in your own house, there's a high chance that you'll be taken back to the world again. Oh, so you could faint on the elevator and then be stuck in this other world? Shit.
What's your first impression? Because I want to see if you jump to the same conclusion that last podcast did.
I was hoping, and I still don't know if this is not the case, I was hoping that the numbers had some significance. Like the floor numbers. I wanted them to be
I don't think so. I
don't think they do either.
I don't think so.
I want them to be Bible verses. About
or if you add the first one to the second one or subtract the first, it equals 666 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like something like that. But I'll go back and look. I don't think it is. No, it's 4-2, which is a 6, but then it's 6-2. So I guess that's 3 6s if you think about it. 10-5 doesn't make sense. Yeah. 4. Okay, 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 6 is -4. -4 minus 2 is -6. -16. -21. What is
21?
21 isn't. It's blackjack.
It's 23 is unlucky, but 21 is nothing. What was their first impression?
That if anyone did this, you'd most likely be sent to jail, because someone somewhere would have to use the elevator, and you would just keep pressing these buttons and keep trying to push them out of the elevator, and eventually someone's gonna be dying and need to get out of the building, and you're gonna be fucked with paramedics.
That was my first thought. Is like some
you
dickhead.
better hope other assholes aren't using the elevator.
Some dickhead is gonna be like, what's the easiest 10+ story building to get to? The hospital. And they're just gonna go to the hospital and start pressing buttons. And these nurses with wheelchairs are gonna come on. You're get your foot on the guys in the wheelchair and be get out of the fucking elevator.
The Korean elevator guy again.
This happens once a month.
No, honestly, the only place I see myself doing this in is huge hotels in Philadelphia or Allentown, and I don't want to be doing it in either place. Or even
hotels are creepy.
If I were to go into even if I were to go to the fucking Bethlehem Hotel B, Hotel Bethlehem, and do this, I would be creeped the fuck out.
Yeah, that'd be creepy.
And whenever they get to the girl part, I'm immediately just they say don't look at her, she'll take you away. How do you not look at someone when you're staring directly at doors opening?
Yeah.
There's two, and knowing that this is North Korean, that means the woman is going to be North Korean. And if she isn't, I'm going to look at her more. So it's just this is fucked. Like, this game for me, like, hypothetically running through this.
Well, I think the girl is probably Kim Jong-un. So if you look at him in drag, he'll take you to Pyongyang. Because you can't let anyone know that the president dresses up in drag.
That's the
only explanation. The other world that you're trying to get to is North Korea. And there's no other living people. There's just you, and it's a fucking ghost town, and you're like, oh, it's North Korea. That makes sense.
Just a giant red upside down cross.
A red cross.
It's because it's Kim Jong-il's palace or something.
That's it.
I thought of the Witches of Salem or the Lords of Salem.
Lords of Salem movie.
Lords of Salem that
Rob
Zombie did.
When they finally get to the chamber or whatever.
When she keeps like thinking into the other realm, it's always an upside down red cross in the distance, and it's always real creepy. So it's just like imagining those scenes or that scenery in like a hotel.
Yeah, not good.
Not cool.
Not good.
So, and even if you get to that realm, they already tell you nothing and no one is going to be there. And part of me is just like, what's more horrifying is getting there and seeing people. So, no thank you to all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're going to get there and there's going to be absolutely no one.
But then you're going to find someone, and that's going to be fucked.
Well, you're going to turn around first, and there's going to be an elevator, and you're going to press all the buttons, and nothing's going to happen.
So that's the twist ending for the movie. Yeah.
The elevator's done. The elevator's broken.
Or like they said, the elevator keeps getting farther away, and you just spend the rest of eternity in this shadow realm. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, man. But I think this rounds out the end of part 1 of our games with ghosts, games with ghoulies. What do you think? What do you want to name it?
I like games with ghoulies. Grabbed by the ghoulies.
Grabbed by the ghoulies. Haven't played that yet, but I do have the rare replay, so I'm gonna play it eventually.
You should,
yeah. Grabbed by the ghoulies. 1 part, 2 part special. I think what the next episode is gonna get into some of the better stories or some of the shorter stories. Because the other source is just this like little blog spot that I found, and it's just like lots of little 1-page and 2-page stories. But no one should do any of this. No one should do any of this shit because it sounds absolutely terrible. But
don't do the shit about and legit like out of podcast for a second. Don't do the shit with the fucking bloodletting. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't
nothing with nothing with
knives or
nothing
anything.
With blood or knives is.
If you want to let the Midnight Man in your house, like, I'm not gonna tell you not to.
Well, I'm sure Franz McBoohoo lets a couple Midnight Men into his house.
The dig. I like it.
No, he would agree with me though.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to round out the end of part 1. We'll put part 2 up next week. So just come back next week and you'll find out more games we should not be playing. We just had to cut them up for people's sake. I hope you enjoyed part 1. I hope you come back for part 2.
I'll see you later.
Come right at you.
2 to the 1, 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass.